Welcome to Post Fight with Ray Thompson. This show is powered by MMA Crypt and MMA Mental. For more interviews and podcasts, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, MMA Crypt and MMA Mental. You can also follow MMA Crypt on Facebook and Twitter. It's at MMA Crypt on Twitter and MMA Crypt on Facebook. To follow me, it's at MMA Mental on Twitter and Ray Thompson on Facebook. I'm now joined by Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is coming off of a win against Jesse Ronson at the Ultimate Fighter 19 finale, taking his pro record to 8-1 and his UFC record to 1-1. Kevin, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Congratulations on getting your first UFC victory.
Thank you. You know, it's been a long time coming. It was a lot of hard work, but I'm just glad I got it out there.
So, first thing I've got to ask you then, what was it like to get your first UFC win?
You know, I don't want to say it was a big relief, but it was. You know, for this fight, the important thing was just getting the W out the way. You know, it was about staying well-rounded and keeping the pressure on them and just trying to get the W. You know, of course, I always want to look impressive, but the important thing tonight or Sunday was getting that W. So it was a big relief.
What was it like fighting in Vegas as well? Because it was such a big weekend for the UFC. What was it like being part of that?
Oh, it was huge. You know, I got to go to 175. You know, I got to see cage side for that one and watch it, and it was awesome. You know, the fans out here were insane. You know, I moved over to Vegas in March of this year, so I've been out here for a few months, and it was great. Finally, being able to fight somewhere where I live. This is my first time experiencing that, and being out in Vegas for that whole week was just insane. You know, some of it I had to do cutting weight, you know, so I couldn't really like go to the fan expo too much or stuff like that. But the fans and stuff were awesome. You know, it was a great weekend.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the fight now. So in the first round, you were looking for the takedown. Were you surprised at how hard it was to take Ronson down?
You know, I was, but I expected that. I expected him to be ready to defend the takedowns, especially early. And really the goal of the takedowns was to get a good entrance and just to keep him on the defensive. You know, I could have worked on my finishes a little better or following through with the entrances, but the overall goal was to back him up and get him on the defensive and get him thinking about the takedowns every time he tried to open up with the strikes or you know, every time I would hit him, I would try and close that distance and make him think about the takedowns more. Regardless if I landed them or not, it was the threat of them that I think is what made the difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've spoken to a few guys. You've got to mix your game up. You don't want to be predictable. And if you're mixing your striking and your takedowns, you're just of course giving him something else to think about. Now, you landed with some good knees. Yeah, go on. Sorry, carry on.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I get completely, you know, what you're coming from. It certainly makes sense. Now, you landed with some good knees in the first round, and you also finished the round strong. How did you feel the first round went?
You know, I felt like the first round was close. Up, you know, halfway through, I could kind of feel it was. I was letting him get off a little too much. I was giving him a little too much space. So, like more towards the end of the first round is when you know, I wanted to kind of put the pressure on him a little more and kind of seal the deal. But you know, I felt good going back to the corner about it. You know, I just felt like I could have opened it up a lot better, but it took me a minute to get his timing and his distance down because you know, he's southpaw and I'm not really used to fighting southpaw too much, and I think that's what I was having the most trouble with actually. So it took me a minute, but you know, I felt like more towards the end of the first round at least I could put the pressure on him a little more.
Now moving on to the third round. In the third round, Ronson went for a choke, and it looked quite close. How close was that choke?
Oh, you mean the rear naked there?
Yeah, that's the one.
You know, it wasn't that close. I mean, I've got a pretty strong neck. And he didn't have control of my body yet. I train with a lot of great grapplers over at Drysdale's Jiu-Jitsu, and as long as I could keep him away from controlling my hips and getting control of my body, then it'd be. I don't think it would even be possible to really choke me too much with just arm control underneath the neck. He didn't have control of the body yet, so it wasn't. It was just about staying calm and using it to get the reversal there.
Now it was a close fight. So when it went to the scorecards, how confident were you that you'd get the decision?
I was pretty confident. I felt like I had mixed it up a little better. I tried to stay as well rounded as possible and kind of mixing, with aggression and I tried to outstrike him as well, and I tried to throw kicks and I just thought that I'd mix it up a little better. I was confident, when they read the 29-28 scorecard for him, I wasn't. It was just a little disappointing to hear that it was a split. But when I heard that they said 30-27, I was pretty sure that it would be me.
Now, after picking up your first win, have you got your eye on anyone you'd like to face next? Who do you think you match up well with?
I'm pretty young in the division. There's a lot of guys out there. I think lightweight has almost 100 guys now. But I think I'm the youngest one. So, it's just, for me, it's going to be about taking it slow, taking it easy, steady. It's about going out there and being comfortable. I was a little more comfortable in this fight than I was in my first one, but still not to the level where I'm displaying all my skills and just going out there and fighting. So for me, it'll be about taking smart fights right now. I'll take a little bit of time off. I might fight again October-ish, maybe late fall, somewhere in there. I'm really just going to take the time, just get better, get in the gym, go to a couple different gyms. I want to go over to Mayweather's a lot, really improve my boxing skills a lot, really improve my wrestling. And then I don't know yet. I don't know who will, it's so much time between now and then for the timing for the division. So we'll see as it gets closer.
Well, congratulations on getting your first win, and thank you very much for giving me your time. I do appreciate it.
Oh, no, I appreciate you having me on, man.
And before we let you go, Kevin, I'd just like to give you a chance to do any shout-outs. Is anyone you want to thank, sponsors, trainers, and if you also want to shout out your Facebook and your Twitter?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to thank Venom for sponsoring me for this last fight. Venom and Dynamic Fastener, they were two of my bigger sponsors. And, of course, SoundCloud. They have always sponsored me since the beginning. And, all my training partners up at Extreme Couture, where I'm at now, and over at Drysdale's Jiu-Jitsu, and Dewey Cooper, great Muay Thai fighter. He's got a fight coming up with Hari. So big shout out to him. And, then everyone can just follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, at Most Talented.
Well, I look forward to seeing you step into the cage again, Kevin.